Good day, honored judges and fellow peers. Before I start, let me introduce myself. I'm Oji Zimralinda from SMA 4 Jakarta. And in this video, I declare that I oppose to the motion, this House believes that political dynasty brings more harm than good to democracy. I've taken few value points where 1. What is exactly political dynasty? Political dynasty is when political power and its government is concentrated, focused on one's family lineage with multiple members of the family increasing interest to rule over a region, nation within the same time frame through inheriting the position of power. Said family member must succeed each other in position. Despite criticized against its effects towards democracy, political dynasty often leads to positive outcomes, and one of them being is what? Stability. We have to actually acknowledge that political dynasties that in itself has a cycle of continuity, and because of so is a provider of stability to a region or nation's society members. Okay, let's analyze a few countries' political paths as comparison, because oftentimes it actually stumble upon chaos when crisis and disadvantages, especially during times of political transitions. First, I've taken countries where their political paths are oligarchy. Oligarchy means a country or region is ruled by a higher power held only by a small sum of people, the wealth and the known. Arises the issue we often come across with the saying, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, due to rulers from a certain social group where they don't exactly always see the angle of other social groups that are in need. 2. I've taken countries with the political paths of democracy, where the sound and voices of one's country is taken as sample, only in making the decision of who is rightful to be the nation's ruler. This function often occur when the potential ruler figures aren't capable to politically nor efficiently lead the country, but its people still has an obligation to choose and take part of the democracy they don't agree with. Last, dictatorship. Dictatorship here is the opposite of democracy, where all the decisions taken upon the nation's name is made by one single ruler, and it may affect the whole nation's lives without further input or voice of their people being taken in consideration. This is unrightful, as freedom of speech and stability between rich, poor, educated, uneducated will grow a further gap in between. That's when dynasty offers the most probable chance at stability, as the succession of a nation's ruler will be given proper education and sharpened training to lead their nation in the future, while also adding the passed down care and attentiveness of the family towards the people. The worry of power will be no more, to their desperation and also strive to be better, and also to honor their past ruler or family member by being simply a better ruler. There's no doubt behind it that they'll have the pressure constantly, especially those who are in second or third line of succession, but it's assured that they'd be ready as their tutors would be the closest to them, who are family, and for the country they love and welcome all of these generations that they take in also as family. There's another focal point that I've taken, which is community focus. Community focus here is when there's several other reasons why political dynasty is a stronger democratic one of them being with the attuned and upheld principles being drilled into these future monarchs and patriarchs to be aware and also self-resilient to challenges that may come and overwhelm. Though they'll make sure the needs of their communities and nation's development being their priority, whilst also keeping a commitment to democratic values and does not in any way hinder the opportunity to a woman's pathway to enter politics, more so if they inherit a family legacy of public service. In conclusion, despite frequent criticism, political dynasties aren't necessarily undemocratic. In fact, under the right conditions, they can help foster stability, community focus, and a resilient commitment to democratic values. Because a political dynasty arises when power is concentrated within a single family across generation. Members may succeed one another in leadership roles, often motivated by public service and legacy rather than personal gain. Though often viewed skeptically, especially in democratic contexts, this model can offer distinct advantages. stability through continuity. Smooth transitions between rulers from the same family can reduce political upheaval. Dynastic leadership often comes with early preparation. Education and mentorship begin long before taking reign. The sense of duty to uphold legacy can encourage responsibility and thoughtfulness governments. Compared to other systems like I've mentioned, oligarchy, democracy, dictatorship, where they benefit often the elite few, widening socially divides, and thrives on voice and choices but can struggle with inexperienced leaders, sacrifices freedom and equality under unchecked authority. Dynasty, in contrast, blends continuity with competence, especially when paired with democratic checks, strengthening community focus. This is the main point where political dynasties often cultivate deep ties to their constituents over generations. These leaders typically uphold principles of service, responsibility, and resilience, molded from family tradition. Dynasties don't block gender inclusivity. They may even foster women's political participation when public service is embedded in the family ethos. When governed by accountability and democratic structures, dynastic leaders can serve as pillars of progressive and people focused governance. Bottom line, political dynasties aren't inherently a threat to democracy. Instead, they can promote stability, enhance leadership readiness, strengthen community connection, and embrace democratic values. Their success hinges not on lineage alone, but on how power is exercised, shared, and shaped for the good of all people. Thank you for listening.